You know, everyone is obsessed with AI right now. But what if I told you the single biggest mistake you can make with AI is focusing on the AI itself? Yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're going to flip the script on how you think about AI investment. And it all comes back to one thing: your developers. Okay, let's be real. It feels like a new world-changing AI tool drops every single week, right? The pressure is absolutely insane. So the million-dollar question for every tech leader out there is, how in the world do you invest today in a way that doesn't just become an expensive, useless relic by next year? Yeah, trying to predict the future right now? Good luck with that. It used to be there was the new hotness every year or so. Now it feels like there's a new hotness every single week. And that creates this paralyzing fear, doesn't it? The fear that whatever you commit to today is going to be completely obsolete, like tomorrow. So it's super tempting to just sit back, right? Just wait for some AI genie to pop out of a server rack and solve all our coding problems. Poof, clean code. But here's the thing. These AI agents, as powerful as they are, they're not genies. Think of them more like brilliant, hyper-fast apprentices. But they're also incredibly literal. To get that magic you're hoping for, you have to build the right workshop for them to even function in the first place. All right, so if everything is so chaotic, where do you even put your money? Where do you place your bets? Well, that's what we're diving into. We're talking about the no regrets investments. These are the foundational plays that are going to pay off big time for both your human developers and their new AI sidekicks. And the best part, it doesn't matter what new model gets announced next week. These will still be the right moves. Okay, this is absolutely crucial. The big takeaway here is so simple. Stop fighting the training set. Think about it. Every time you use some custom homebrewed tool or an obscure programming language, you're basically putting a hurdle in front of the AI. You're making its job harder. If you stick to industry standards, the stuff the AI was trained on, you're working with its massive brain, not against it. It's the difference between paving a superhighway for it versus telling it to hack its way through a dense jungle with a butter knife. You know, it helps to think of an AI agent as just a new hire on your team, a really fast one. And what does any new hire need to be effective? Well, two things. First, they need a clear way to actually do stuff, like through an API or a command line tool. And second, they need a clear way to know if they did the job correctly. An agent has no idea what a generic 500 internal error means. It can't guess. It needs a solid feedback loop, just like any human developer. And this quote, this just nails the problem perfectly. It's hilarious, but also kind of terrifying. You ask an agent to test a completely untestable system, and what does it do? It comes back and says, "Hey boss, I pushed the button. The button push was successful, test passed." But what it can't see is the massive explosion happening right behind the button. The whole system is on fire. If your tests are blind, guess what? Your super smart AI is blind too. Oh, and then there's my personal favorite, the silent killer of all productivity: tribal knowledge. Look, the AI wasn't in that meeting where you all decided on that weird workaround. It didn't overhear that critical hallway conversation last Tuesday. It certainly can't read your mind. So if the why, the context behind the code, isn't written down somewhere, the AI can only ever see the what. It's like handing a master architect a giant pile of bricks and just saying, build something cool. No blueprint, no plan, just chaos. Okay, so let's fast forward. Imagine you've done all this. You're a hero. You standardized your tools, your systems are super testable, everything is documented. You've basically built the perfect runway for your AI to take off. But success has a funny way of creating brand new problems. And by solving all those old issues, you've just accidentally created a massive new bottleneck right in the middle of your workflow. You know that old saying, developers spend more time reading code than writing it? Well, with AI, that's not just a saying anymore. It's the fundamental reality. Think about it. Even the act of writing code has now become the act of reviewing code that an agent generated for you. This is not a small tweak, folks. This is a complete tectonic shift in what it means to be a software engineer. And the data is just staggering. Look at this. Teams that are really leaning into this agentic way of coding, they aren't getting a little 10% bump in productivity. They're seeing a 5 times, sometimes even a 10 times explosion in the number of pull requests they generate. Your team's ability to produce code has gone from a bicycle to a rocket ship. But their ability to review all that code, it's still a bicycle. And that right there is your new system-wide bottleneck. So, okay, we've identified the new problem, code review. It's the new choke point. The big question is, what do we do about it? how can we possibly accelerate a human's ability to look at a mountain of AI-generated code, make sense of it, and give good feedback, all without letting quality just fall off a cliff? First, let's talk about what doesn't work. And I bet this sounds familiar. I call it the post and pray method. Step 1, a developer finishes their work and posts a link in the main team Slack channel. Step 2, the same one person, you know who I'm talking about, the hero, immediately jumps on it. Step 3, crickets from everyone else. And the final step, which is inevitable, that hero burns out from the sheer volume and your review process just stops. This isn't a process, it's a social disease, and it's guaranteed to fail when the volume goes up. Now, the solution isn't just screaming review faster at people. That never works. It's about building a smarter system. First, you have to automatically assign pull requests to specific people. Spread the love. Distribute that load. Second, you've got to track response times with SLOs, service level objectives. What gets measured gets managed. And maybe the most important piece of all, you have to turn code review into a formal apprenticeship. It's where your senior engineers teach your junior engineers how to be better. You're moving from random chaos to a deliberate, professional system that actually scales. Okay, so all of these decisions about your tools, your tests, your review process, they all lead you to a massive fork in the road. And the two paths could not be more different. Your organization is headed for one of two futures, with very little room in between. You're either entering a vicious cycle of decline or a virtuous cycle of incredible acceleration. Let's look at the scary path first. This is the AI death spiral. It starts with a confusing, messy code base. The AI agent tries its best, but it just adds more confusing code to the pile. Your human reviewers are totally overwhelmed, so they just start rubber stamping everything to keep up. And what happens? The code base gets worse and worse. In this scenario, AI isn't helping. It's a boat anchor, dragging your productivity down into the mud. But there's the other path, the good one, the virtuous cycle. This starts with you investing in a clean, testable code base. Because of that, the AI produces genuinely high-quality, useful code. Your slick, efficient review process helps refine it, making it even better. With every single commit, your entire code base improves. This is the AI flywheel. Once you get it spinning, it just goes faster and faster and faster over time. So when you zoom out and look at everything we've talked about, the tools, the tests, the review process, the two cycles, what's the one big idea here? What's the single golden rule that can guide all of your investment decisions as we navigate this wild new world of AI? All right, let's put a bow on this. These no regrets investments, they're all about one thing: creating a development environment that is built on clarity and high standards. Standardize your tools, create clean APIs so things can talk to each other, build fast, deterministic feedback loops, write down your why, not just your what, and transform your code review from a bottleneck into an engine for improvement. Look, this isn't just getting ready for AI. This is just what elite engineering teams do, period. And that right there, that brings us to the golden rule, the single most important takeaway from all of this. The investments that make your human developers happier and more productive are the exact same investments that make your AI agents more effective. So forget the hype for a second. Just focus on creating an amazing developer experience. Build clear, simple, testable systems. If you do that, you are going to win. Why? Because what's good for the humans is good for the AI. And that, my friends, is a bet you literally cannot lose.